Hello, hi, how are you? I'm Houston, back with another video, Modern Warfare 2. Let's get right into the new. Pain. Actually, not pain though, because you know what? Look, we got Orion. It's there. It's right there. And it's not a fake or anything. It's real. And I got it. And I'm elated. And I'm happy. And satisfied. And content. And a lot of other adjectives that are synonymous with happy. It's cool. It does look pretty nice, I gotta say. I mean, I think it was worth it. Some people might disagree, but hey, it's just my opinion, man. Can I get like a good in-game view of this, or that doesn't exist on shipment, does it? I think the grind was worth it. I think all the time that I spent trying to get this was 100% worth it. Looks really good on the Deagle. Look at that. Oh my god, hell yeah. Took me around 5 days of playtime to do this. I'm sure that's more than a lot of other people. Oh my god. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Imagine getting caught without an Orion gun. Doing headshots with pistols last was a lot of fun. Like, I really enjoyed, and I saved the Deagle for last, of course. I really enjoyed just like dinking people in the head with the Deagle and the Basilisk. Both of them are such fun guns to use. Fuck, that was a horrible intro. Maybe I'll just start it over. No. See, part of me doesn't understand why I am still playing Shipment. I mean, I think it melted my brain long enough for me to not really want to play it anymore. Oh my god, look at that. That is just beautiful. The Orion chef's knife. Domination. The best chef in the galaxy. I really want to like move more towards search and destroy videos. I'm not entirely sure how search and destroy is going to go though, because I played a few games after I got Orion on Saturday night, and it was just... Are you aware that the meta in search and destroy is RPGs? That is like... What? That's that's like, how is that fun, dude? I don't understand. I mean, I get it from like a trolling standpoint, but like if that's all you do is use RPGs and most of them were using riot shields too? That's so mean. Like, why would you do that? Come on. And there's a whole other discussion when it comes to search that has to do with the fact that I don't understand any of the routes. So like, it's hard for me to play the games because everybody's running these insane routes, and of course they're all running knife secondary, so they get there like 2.5 times faster than I do, and everybody's using 74Us. Like, I love search and destroy, and I feel like it would be good in this game, but because battle hardened doesn't fucking work, or bomb squad, whichever one, there's a lot of people that just abuse the hell out of it. I mean, it's kind of like, it reminds me of the one-man army thing. Oh, imagine that no scope. Oh my god. But yeah, I never really got into search as much as I wanted to in MW 2019, and it was only because I didn't really have a lot of people to play with at the time. Playing search without a dedicated squad, I mean, like, all you need is like 2 or 3 people and then you're fine. But I mean, if you're playing alone, that shit sucks, dude. My issue is that my friends just play Warzone, so I mean, it's just like, all right, well, they're definitely not going to play search with me. Oh my god. I shouldn't have swapped weapons right there. It's also funny too, because going from like, oh, trying to go for headshots or going to long shots, like, I really feel like I could just like run around like a psycho now, play the game exactly how I want to play it, which, you know, obviously you can do that while you're going for the camos, but it's a little bit more difficult when you're going for things like long shots. I mean, you know, if you're not a long range player but you have to go for long shots, then it's obviously a much different play style than you're used to. I got Orion on Saturday night, like 30 minutes before I had to leave to dinner with my girlfriend. This dinner that I went to with my girlfriend, it was our anniversary, and we had to make a reservation like 2 weeks in advance for it. I mean, I guess that's not that crazy when it comes to really good restaurants, but still, it's a lot for me. I never spent that money or spent a lot of time like that trying to look for a fancy restaurant. Definitely the fanciest, most expensive restaurant I've ever been to. My steak costs $110. It was so good though. It was 24 ounces. It's like a pound and a half, a pound of 16 ounces. So it was like 2 inches thick and like, it was like as big as my head. It was so good, dude. Oh my God. Like the flavor was just unbelievable. I got it cooked medium. That's pretty much how I get all my steak. The only other steak in my life that I can compare it to is one that I got in Japan. And honestly, the one that I got at this place recently was probably better, but it's really hard. Maybe it's recency bias. I don't know. They also had sushi there. It was a sort of like Asian contemporary steak and sushi type place. And you can't get any soy sauce with any of the sushi, which I'm fine with. Like I'm not a soy sauce fan because every time you dip sushi in soy sauce, it just tastes like soy sauce. But I got this salmon ceviche roll and it had this like avocado puree. You know, if a place serves puree, it's nice. Like you see the word puree on the menu and you're like, oh, okay. I get it. I get it. I'm definitely feeling a little bit of a, not boredom, but the hedonic treadmill where you want something so bad and then you achieve it and then like it doesn't really last for as long as you really liked. Which is fine. I mean, I've obviously done the mastery thing before and I didn't expect it to be like an incredible achievement that I think about for the rest of my life or anything that I'm gonna like want somebody to talk about in my eulogy. But yeah, I want what's next, you know? Like I wanna go for something next because to be honest, for me, I've been training myself over the years to just, I hate this saying, but like fall in love with the process. I mean, that really is the best way to enjoy things. I mean, being more attached and being more attuned and paying more attention to the process of doing something rather than being obsessed with the outcome. Because you have to know, like everybody knows what it feels like to finally reach something. And then you're like, oh, okay, never mind. Getting much better at like throwing grenades back. Actually, it's I like it. It's quite the skill. Yeah, that's been talked about for, you know, thousands of years. I'm pretty sure Aristotle talked about it. I would love to actually like figure out the real quote and figure out if it actually is Aristotle. The reason I would put my money on Aristotle is because he talked a lot about the good life and virtue and like really like what it means to be a good life or what it could mean to live a good life. I mean, apart from Aristotle, Buddhist philosophy has been talking about that stuff for ages. And I follow that philosophy closer than anything. That's why chalk notes are so funny. Oh man, that does not get old. Like, not trying to be like a hack your life kind of guy. I think that stuff's pretty lame actually, but I'm just really concerned with like what it means to actually live like a good fulfilled life, you know? Like how can we engineer our lives, for lack of a term that like isn't super technical, and become like just better human beings, you know? I mean, it doesn't have to be overly complicated, but I still think that it's worth thinking about, even with things as simple as like getting a JPEG in a video game. And I think that anything that you put time into in your life, you should figure out the best way to become fulfilled by it. If you're spending time doing something, if you're giving attention towards something and you're not enjoying it, then what's the point? I mean, obviously there are means to ends and like some things you just have to do. But even if you have to do things, like do the dishes, being mindful of doing the dishes is gonna be better than sitting there being like, damn, I'm doing the dishes suck. This is like the 4th plate. God, I've only been doing this for like 5 minutes. It's the worst chore ever. For me, it's laundry. I hate laundry. But God, every time I'm folding those shirts or I'm hanging those sweatshirts, I'm like, dude, this has to be better. Like, I gotta think about this in a way that frames it better. Or you could just go through life like, hey, man, why do you even think of that kind of stuff? What's that quote about the man that lives the examined life? It's funny that I think of that quote, and I'm not sure who it's attributed to, but it's Socrates, and it's the unexamined life is not worth living. Yeah, we're not doing that. I firmly believe in that quote because I think that if you're not examining your life, if you're not examining the way that you're living, and trying to become better, more patient, less angry, less sad, just experience less negative emotion, you probably aren't growing and living as best as you can. The thing about the examined life is that you're forced to look inside yourself and think, yeah, maybe I am too impatient. Maybe I do snap at people a little too quick. Or maybe I snap at people at all, because you probably shouldn't be. You should be more composed. Saying that to myself too. I kind of snapped on somebody today. Living the examined life is noticing as soon as possible after that thing happens, after you're impatient, after you get angry, whatever it might be, that you messed up. And you can always begin again. And that's a Buddhist thing. Begin again. At no point is it too late to begin again. If you couldn't begin again last moment, then do it in this moment. Be more patient. Apologize as soon as possible. As soon as you think you messed up, apologize. Try and be better. You know, I'm really not 100% sure why I'm trying to turn me getting a JPEG into a talk about philosophy, but that's just kind of the way my brain works. And I'm not trying to make it any deeper than it is or anything like that. Like, I'm not trying to, like, you know, philosophize or preach or anything like that. But these are the things that go on in my head, because when I complete things, I'm very cognizant of how they make me feel as opposed to how I was feeling when I was doing the thing. When I completed my marathon, it felt amazing. I was more proud of myself than I think that I've ever been in my life. All the work was while I was doing it, but the memory, like the peak of the memory, is me crossing that finish line. I'm not sure if that makes complete sense, but that could just be because I'm not entirely sure how to express what I'm thinking in my head. Appreciate the love on the recent videos. I just wanted to pop in here and say what's up and, hey, look, we did it. Orion, boom. Probably do some free-for-all, some search and destroy, and season 2 is right around the corner. There's a lot of great stuff coming, it seems. Again, thank you for the love. I appreciate it. The new faces, new comments. It means a lot. So thank you so much. And until the next camo challenge, till the next video, I'll see you on the next one.